The Tom and Doug Show. Thomas.
Yes, Doug.
I've noticed something over our very long career.
Uh-oh, he's been noticing something.
Sometimes it takes us a really long time to write or usually to finish the recording of a song.
I totally blame you.
Well, okay, I'm willing to investigate that over the course of this show. I was just wondering, is it procrastination? Or is it fear of success?
Oh, definitely not that. We have no fear of success because
we've never experienced
it. We don't even know what that would feel like.
Right. So, why is it that some songs take, honestly, years for us to complete?
One of the problems is that we have so many things that we're doing, not just music-wise, but also in our careers that pay us money. So you wind up having all this other stuff that you're doing, but also you get sidetracked even among the songs that we're working on. So you say, oh, this is good. This is good. You can't finish a whole song in one sitting. So when you're writing a song and you're working on a song, then you go back and you have breakfast. Then you come back after lunch and then you listen and you accidentally hear another song that you started before that.
Or it's you finish one thing, but then the next thing is you need to bring in another musician to play a certain instrument on it, and so then it has to wait a week or two before you can even get them in, and then
by that time you've thought about something else that maybe you're even a little more excited about,
or you've used all your time that you can work on songs for that because you've got other obligations. Okay, that's possible. We'll listen to one that we did complete.
Yes.
And then talk about some that we haven't completed.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
So this is a song, it's kind of a children's song for adults.
For adults.
And it's part of the reason we're all here is to learn something about how we should behave.
Right.
And the fact that you're here, already you're going in the wrong direction, we're going to try to set you right with this song. Now I am. First rule. People are mean. That's what I've seen. People act mean just because they can understand. People like to see people ripped apart, if not from their flesh, then just from their heart. Because people are mean.
So let's cheer for cruelty, we all gotta see 'em. Let's build a brand spanking new Coliseum and watch with delight until the violence ends. And then we'll turn on the TV and we'll watch it again. We'll be mean about religion and the way that you vote. We'll be mean because we think that you've got too much hope. We'll be mean to everyone, including your mom. I'll be mean to Doug.
And I'll be mean to Tom. People are mean. That's what I've seen. People act mean just because they can understand. Everyone's a bully in the schoolyard of life. Everyone is mean to their husband or wife. 'Cause people are mean.
So let's all be mean, it's the cool way to live. You can forget, but don't ever forgive. Let's be mean to whole countries at a time and pretend that they deserve it so that nobody minds. So go on, be mean to, it doesn't matter who. When you turn your back, we'll be mean about you. And don't try to tell me that it's wrong or it's cold, because an a-hole's an a-hole no matter how old.
People are mean. That's what I've seen. People act mean just because they can understand. People like to see people ripped apart, if not from their flesh, then just from their heart. Because people
who need people
are mean. La 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 la. People. La 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 la. Yes, it's all you people. La 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 la. La 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 la. La Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Joe Bisick back here.
So, Tom, many times you've suggested that the way to work on a song or any of these zillion projects is to pick the one that's exciting you the most at that moment.
Absolutely.
And I've often found that to be a useful way to do it. But it does also lead to this scattered thing, because you might have been working on project A, but you don't want to right now, so you go work on project O for a while,
right.
because that's one exciting you.
That is true, because when you're excited about something, that's like a magic that you can't make happen. You'll work on the song differently when you are excited about something, or it doesn't have to be a song, it can be any artistic endeavor.
Okay, have you actually noticed differences between, like, say you're working on two songs and one you're excited about, the other one you're not, and can you at the end actually tell the difference in quality?
Oftentimes, yeah.
Really? What's different?
Sometimes a song will have a little bit of more imagination to it, because you're wound up being inspired in a way that you didn't expect. So it had some sort of extra twist that you wouldn't necessarily have found if you weren't thinking about it in that excited state.
Okay, I can see that. I see that for myself more when, say, working with you. I can sit here and work on a song myself, but then when I play it for you and you don't like the thing I like, then I have to look at it differently. And then you suggest something that I wasn't going to think about doing, but then when we try it, I mean, I find more of that inspiration in the collaborative aspect rather than in the solo inspiration.
Well,
aspect.
I do. I understand what you're saying, but part of it is you don't improvise as much as Joe Bizek or maybe even I do.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're improvising, you have to have that excited state, or you have to fake it. When we're planning and working on a song and without being improvisational, then it also still comes into play, because it allows you to put a little more energy and thought and allow yourself to see it in a way that can be surprising to yourself.
Okay, so what's one of the songs that you think exemplifies this for you, that had that spark?
Well, certainly I'm going to go all the way back to Put Your Name Upon the Truth, which is a song that we were excited about for no particular reason. And then it wound up being something completely different than what we anticipated it to be.
Put your name on the truth. People will call you a genius. There was a soul somewhere. Frightened little girl's soul somewhere. She couldn't hide it. She thought she was doing the right thing. She thought she was helping me. Name the moon after your mother. If you wanted to talk about her forever. I was placed before a mirror to see. Figured out what I was searching for. Figured out another little thing was a mystery to me. It was a part of me. It was a part of me.
See, and for me, that's more about the collaboration aspect rather than the inspiration
Well, that's what
aspect.
excites you. That's
Well,
what
that
that's
might
what
be
gets you
it.
excited.
Because yeah, we're sitting there going, this song's missing something, didn't have quite the life we wanted, and we just happened to have a distortion pedal and a guitar amp with a distortion setting, and we ran my bass through both of them at once and then played it with a cassette case
Yeah.
and a chapstick or something dumb like that. And all of a sudden, because we were just playing, I guess maybe that's it. It becomes more playful.
I give you another example. Is when we were working on the song "Selfish is Cool," we had a similar thing happen, where we were like, "Let's try something new. Hey, let's try this thing that Jeff Emmerich said in his book, and we'll just try recording it that way." And we did, and we said, "Holy crap, the guy was right! This really makes a difference."
Yeah, so we wanted it to see what that Beatles sound was and
Yeah.
the way he mic'd amplifiers and things like that. So we tried it. And yeah, it sounds very Beatlesque. So here it is.
No one gains for others' sake, and empathy is old and fake. Beauty comes to those who take. Selfish is cool. Terrorize the soft and weak, and pulverize the old and meek. If rewards are all you seek, then selfish is cool.
I sat inside upon my chair. I saw a man fall down the stairs. I didn't stop, I didn't care. Selfish is cool. Destroy all that might cause you shame. Flush your concern right down the drain. Wash your hands of all the blame.
Selfish is cool. Life is like a dream you're having. Better get what you get when you can. You'll have lots of time to spend helping others when you're living in a frying pan.
We live this life and play the game. I go for gold, you share the blame. When others lose, I always gain.
Selfish is cool.
It's best to cry a vicious tear. Decide that I hold riches dear. It's survival of the fittest here.
Selfish is cool. We've been told that it's better to give than it is just to receive. That's the story that us folks on top would like you to believe.
The universe you once adored is a tiny thing I'll need to hoard. Selfishness brings swift reward.
Selfish is cool.
Death decides who gets enough. Life is like an empty cup. If God were here, he'd back me up.
Selfish is cool. Selfish is cool. Selfish is cool.
We were sort of improvising in the production of it, and that was fun.
So, getting away from fun, you claimed at the beginning of this show that the lag in production and completion of songs is my fault. On what basis do you substantiate this
Well, you
claim,
like to get things
sir?
perfectly. And the other thing you like to say is you always like to say yes to everything. Even if you're not terribly excited about it, you'll like to say, yeah, I want to do that song. So it can fall to the bottom of the excitement level deeper than it might. So I'm like, okay, when's he going to want to be doing this song? Well, he's excited about these 12 others, but he said that I want to do this to 13 songs. That 13th one, you're not going to get to for a while.
Right. You once blamed it on the technology too.
Yeah.
Only I've moved to 32 tracks.
Yep.
You still keep it at 16.
Yeah.
And I think you're right that does make it much harder to mix a song, much more technically difficult to try to figure out how to put all the sounds together when you've got that many tracks.
When you are have 32 tracks to a song that you're mixing, it takes a lot longer, exponentially longer than it does when you have 16 tracks or 12 essentially tracks.
Right.
32 tracks, you got millions of more possibilities. Because the work part of mixing 32 tracks is listening to them all and cognitively keeping that in your head while you're hearing, you might have 4 piano tracks. So you have to remember, what did I like about track number 8? Oh,
yes, I have to draw myself maps.
So it's hard. It's really hard to do that. And that comes under the category of work. So sometimes, you might have to, well, I'm not ready to mix that because that's too much work today.
Or I have to listen to it for... It's going to take 4 hours just to even get through it to figure out what I want to do with it. And do I have 4 hours to do that or not?
Whereas if I have 16 tracks, I'm like, it's not that hard. I have less choices to make. So you can crank them out a little faster. I do like to crank things out. I
Yes,
do
you
like
do.
having things done. I'm not a person who makes lists and checks them off, but I do like feeling like, oh, there's one more thing that I'm not carrying around. It feels like a little bit like a load has been lifted from you.
See, I don't know that I ever feel that very much, so I don't seek that reward the same way. And you're right, I am much more perfectionistic in that if there's any little error in there, I know over multiple hearings it's going to glare at me more and more and more.
Right.
And so I want it to be right. And so that does come at another cost.
With that said, let's play a live track.
Okay.
That we didn't do any of this work to.
Heaven, I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak, and I seem to find the happiness I seek. We're out together dancing cheek to cheek. Heaven, I'm in heaven, and the cares that hung around me through the week seem to vanish like a gambler's lucky streak. When we're out together dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, I'd love to climb a mountain and to reach the highest peak, but I don't enjoy it half as much as dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, I'd love to go out fishing in a river or a creek, but I don't enjoy it half as much as dancing cheek to cheek. Dance with me. I want my arm about you. The charm about you will carry me through to heaven. I'm in heaven, and the heart beats so that I can hardly speak, and I seem to find the happiness I seek when we're out together dancing cheek to cheek. Take it, Tom. Oh, I love to climb a mountain and to reach the highest peak, but it doesn't enjoy it half as much as dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, I'd love to go out fishing in a I want my arm about you. My charm about you will carry me to heaven. I'm in heaven. And my heart beats so that I can hardly speak. And I seem to find the happiness I seek when we're out together dancing. Out together dancing. Out together dancing. Cheek to cheek.
So that particular song is a bizarrely bad recording that I really like.
Yeah. And I think especially with live types of performances, it's capturing something of the energy, something of the feel. But often people don't really like listening to live performances because they include errors, because they aren't nearly as polished. The sound isn't nearly as good, especially if it's songs you know. Mike Murray says he never wants to listen to a live album of anything if he knows anything about the song.
Well, that
because
makes sense.
It's never as good as the studio version, and that does make sense. But I also think it's part of the, as the French say, I don't know what.
Well, the other side of that argument is the Jackson Pollock argument. Well, why make a painting of your emotions? Just let your emotions paint the painting for you. Mm-hmm. That's what a live recording, when they're really good, can do. You don't have to think about what's going to emote some sort of a feeling if you're able to harness that feeling in a way that comes out onto the canvas or the recording. We've had a strong reaction to our segments about comedian Alex Kotzik, who was in Ukraine to help with the war effort. We didn't receive any new videos from Alex this week, but we have remained in contact. He is very busy, but once again expressed his gratitude for American and Canadian support for Ukraine during this difficult period.
All right, so I sensed there was a little hint of some frustration.
Not frustration.
That there might be a song or two that you're wishing I would work on again.
Oh, I can't remember.
See, this is the secret. If I procrastinate long enough, he forgets which ones they
I forget which
are.
songs they are, yeah. So we'll find out.
So then it's all good.
It's all good. So we are hoping that you're learning something from this about procrastination, the art of procrastination.
This is a pro tip from Tom and Doug.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope that you're not procrastinating next week. We hope you're back here right on
the
time.
dot, yeah.
We need you here on time because we need you to be a better person by listening to our show. Thank you so much.
Bye.
The Tom and Doug Show, recorded right at the corner of the past and the future.
It's a corner, is it?
Yeah, it's a corner.
The candelabra provided for the Tom and Doug Show was stolen from Liberace's tomb.
The basses played by Tom are made by Winubu. We make quality a thing of the past.